In this video, we're going to talk about 3 pretty easy evidence-based things you can do to massively increase the chances that you're actually going to forge your own life philosophy in order to achieve your life's purpose. Now, obviously, when it comes to actually forging our own life philosophy, generally the thing that separates people who do have a clear life philosophy from the people who don't have clarity in regards to their life philosophies is the action they're actually putting into it. But if you look at the science, there are actually these 3 relatively straightforward things you can do to stack the deck in your favor. Call them acts, call them habits. They don't take very long, but they will massively boost your odds of actually forging your own life philosophy. And so, if you are already doing all 3 of these things, fantastic, you're winning. And if you're not doing some or any of these 3 things, then you've got some very easy wins that you can apply pretty much as soon as you finish watching this video. First off, you gotta see what kind of philosophy you're living by right now. Even if you think you don't have one, you do. You're not having an emotional breakdown every time life gets a bit challenging, right? I bet you try getting your shit together most of the time, and that's a rule you live by. So start by writing these rules down, the ones that guide your day to day. What's your role in the morning? Are you just someone who gets up and gets on autopilot for most of the day? Or do you have a big plan, a big responsibility? Are you a friend, a parent, a lover? What's your role even to yourself? Do you engage in stuff that's good for you? Or are you chasing activities that satisfy your senses exclusively? Now, here's where it gets interesting. You've got where you are right now, but what about where you want to go in the future? Picture that. What behaviors, habits do you want to see in yourself? Does what you do now match that picture? If you're satisfied, great. If not, we need to talk about resistances, the stuff that holds you back. If you've never read The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield, you want to put it on your to-do list. The reason is simple. Most unresolved resistances come in the form of excuses, like thinking we don't have enough time or that our goals are too hard. These are the kinds of resistances most of us live with, and recognizing them is key to changing our behaviors around them. This is where we get into the process of actually forging our own life philosophy. Step 1 is research. Look outside and inside. Engage in external research by reading on old philosophers or internally by observing life around you. When you're down, watch people who enjoy themselves. What difference is there between you in your state of sadness and them in their state of happiness? This is your external and internal research. Step 2 is testing. Don't just sit on what you've learned. Apply it. See if this new way of thinking makes you happier, more productive, or less stressed. This is also the step that's the least executed. When you have an idea to test, just get done with it. You can go to the next step of the process afterwards and actually see change in your life. Step 3 is adapt. Based on what you've tested, some things will stick and some won't. Maybe you love some aspects of your new way of living, but not others. Adjust accordingly. Keep what works, discard what doesn't. Now, if you incorporate all of these 3 things, which I hope you do, because they're super easy to do, and you might as well, and they're evidence-based and they work. If you incorporate these 3 things, there is still one mistake that you might run into, which is the idea of not having enough discipline or motivation. So if you haven't tamed self-discipline yet, you can check out that video over there, where I summarized kind of the key learnings I've read through my research, and I hope that you find it useful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.